Y'all, I'm starting to get these everywhere. Look, they even on my lips, y'all. I'm starting to get these fucking moles on my lips. Oh my gosh, y'all. One right here. One right here. Bro, they come on the lips too? That's not fair. Bro, that's not fair, y'all. I told y'all, bro, my auntie she is the color of this now. Like, that's how much they cover her face. They told me I was going to be like that too when I get older, but damn. Bro, what the fuck? I didn't know I had this many, man. And they just getting fatter and wider. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I'm so irritated. Damn it. If they start popping up on my lips, I'm going to jail. Damn. It looks like I got a black eye. Yo, I'm going to be so ugly when I get older. I'm going to be so fucking ugly, bro. You study, girl. Bitch, do you see my face? And you talk about studying. Fuck that degree. I'm finna have fucking moles on my lips, bro. That's disgusting. Oh my god. Why do this gotta run in my fucking family? That's so irritating. Thanks for the gifts, babe. Anywho, my phone is broke, y'all. I can't zoom out. I can't stop looking, man. Okay, I'm gonna just call y'all back. Damn, y'all. Oh my gosh. This what people see when they see me? Ugh. Look at my lips. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. But anywho, you ain't been on all day. Yes, bro. Yes. Oh, y'all don't see it. Okay. Oh, look at my nose hairs. I need to shave my nose. Ooh, got a booger right there. I don't like letting shit build up, honey. Okay. Fun fact, I have never shaved my nose hairs. You see these little devils right here? Look at those little devils. I got long nose hairs and a mustache. That's for men with nose hairs. Well, I'm a woman and I have them, so. What is this fucking bump right here? All right, y'all. I ain't got nothing up. I did just get done studying, though. I need to study a little bit more, a little bit harder. But I forgot something, so. We gonna see what's tea. So, brother. I'm actually gonna let my eyebrows go back. I'm just gonna get them threaded, maybe. Or I'm gonna get an eyebrow lift. I don't know yet. I do not know. Buy me some Chipotle. I don't have no fucking money. I was supposed to do a wig today, y'all. Like, I've been saying that for the last 2 weeks. I'm dead ass gonna do a wig tomorrow. Like, no LOLs, I am. I am for real. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow. What about next week? Can we get next week going? What about next week, man? What about fucking next week? I love you too, honey. I do need to get my money up, sir. I do. I literally do. I've been living life like I'm just making money just in my sleep, honey. No, since to do it tomorrow, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm definitely not doing it right now because all these freckles on my face pissing me off. All right, I'm going to call you back. I'm starting to get pissed off. I got brown eyes. Don't be looking at my eyeball trying to see what fucking couch I'm on by. I love my tea. Y'all is messy. Y'all is fucking messy. Like, don't be looking at my eyeball trying to see what fucking couch I'm on by. I love my tea. Y'all is messy. Y'all is fucking messy. Like, what happened to that box? Oh, Benny. Good morning, biatch. We got a quiz today. So I'm about to do some questions from each section in the home. Move, Benny! From each section in the homework just to sharpen my skills. And so we can get a fucking A. Because if I'm not locked in, what the fuck do I expect, you know? What can I literally expect? I love the way you work out. I love to see you work out. Okay, so, Benny, please, back the fuck up. Before I get pissed for real. What y'all got up today? I ain't got no kids with me. Nephews got them on 3. Kids with me. Ooh, my breath stank, honey. All right, we're going to do some questions from each section. Just to see if we learned our lesson, honey. Just to see. I love you more, babes. It's crazy that I'll still wife you. Everybody will wife me, honey. What the hell? I'm EKane. Like, come on. Who wouldn't? Is that my breath for real? It got to be that burger. I had an egg on there, some bacon. That shit was fat. And had some cheesecake after. I tore something up so bad last night, man. I could tell you one thing. I tell you, I can eat. I can eat, honey. I damn sure can. I damn sure can. I can eat. 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 My favorite food is macaroni and cheese. All right, let's do a couple questions. La 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 la. I'm gonna do 5 questions from each section. La 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 la. Doo doo doo. Da, 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 da. But anywho, anywho, good morning, sister. What subject? I'm doing calculus, honey. Calculus. 3 minus 2 is 1. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. 3 minus 4 is -1. 3 minus 3 is 0. Wait, huh? 3 minus, it's 3 minus 6, -3. -3. Okay, and it says, sketch the graph, find the absolute maximum and minimums. Find the absolute maximum. The absolute max is f of -1 because it's 5. Let's see. What did I tell you, dirty bitches? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Man, I'm gonna ace this quiz. I'm not playing with you bitches. Don't say nothing to me. Y'all mad. They be too mad for me. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Listen to your heart. Girl, you know it should be about. Baby, I just can't do it. And sometimes it makes me wanna cry. Ooh, 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 ooh. Can't you hear me crying? Benny, get your ugly ass on my face! Hurry up! Damn! Been outside all night popping your pussy. I'm gonna come in my face. No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir. I mean, whatever the fuck you identify as, okay? That don't have nothing to do with me. No, don't say nothing to me because I said what I said, and what I said is what I meant. And I talk back again. You getting put down. Talk back again and I'm putting you down. Sick of all this shit, man. You gonna respect me. You're gonna love me. Let me see you work out. I love it when you work out. I love to see you work out. Okay, the sign of X starts at 0, 0. Who the hell? The sign of X starts at 0, 0. And then pi over 2. At pi over 2, it goes to 1. Okay? So this is that graph. And then, but it doesn't include this one. So, boom. And the absolute minimum is 0, 0. And there's no absolute maximum. Period, boo. I don't think I need to do no more of these. I got this in the... bitch, I got this in the... Throw it in the bag. Just throw it in the bag. Benny, leave me alone. Nasty back ass cat, I'm telling you. Give me some space. Can I breathe? We stay fly, no lie, and you know this. Foreign rights inside, you gotta stay focused. Finding critical numbers is finding the zeros of the derivatives, bitches, okay? Now we're on the 4.2, because I never even did that homework, actually. So, yeah, let's get into it. The graph of the function verified that f satisfied the hypothesis of Rolle's theorem on the interview 08. What's Rolle's theorem again? Rolle's theorem is f of A equals f of B. F of 0 is 1, 2, 3. And f of 8 is 1, 2, 3. So it's true. Verify it is true. 1 and 5. Wait, then estimate the values of C that satisfy the conclusion of Rolle's theorem on that interview. 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh? Wait, what did you say? Rolle's theorem. Wait. Continuous and differentiable. Oh, because you can't differentiate at 0, huh? It got to be continuous and differentiable. Remember, if it's at a corner, you can't differentiate that because that could damn near be a vertical asymptote, honestly. And f of the derivative of it is not going to exist. It's not going to exist, queens. So basically what you want to do is so at the end of the day, listen. All right. I got that. Okay, 4.2. Let's see what questions we had for 4.2. 1, 3, and 9. Let's look at 9. Verify the function satisfies the 3 hypotheses of Rolle's theorem on the given interview to find all numbers C that satisfy the conclusion of Rolle's theorem. Oh, brother, please. Please, please, please. I thought I lost, but actually I won. For by his blood, we all have overcome. There is no failure. Oh, God can never lose. And that same power, it belongs to you. To show that the solution exists, then f of 0 equals -1 and f1 equals 1. Since f is a polynomial, it is continuous, so then since if there's number C. Okay, to show the equation, some of we use Rolle's theorems to argue. F A equals 0 equals f of b, and since f is a polynomial, it's differentiable at a and b and continuous on a to b. Thus, by Rolle's theorem, there's a number C between a and b. Since x squared is greater than or equal to 0, so f x can never be 0. This gives a contradiction that can't have two real solutions. Okay, so what? I don't know, honey. What they talking about? What they talking about? Baby, I don't listen. Okay, so sometime in between it, the derivative of the tangent line is 0. Right. Right? I mean, what the fuck? What do you want from me? 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 Okay, so basically what we want to do is plug in f of -1, I guess, and then f of 3. So f of -1 is 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 5 is 11. And then let's put in 3. 2 times 9 is 18 minus 12 is 6 plus 5 is 11. So f of A does equals f of B in this case. Now what? Find all numbers of C that satisfy the conclusion. So all numbers of C that satisfy the conclusion. How do they find C? How do they find C, queens? Find the derivative and then put in the numbers into the derivative. Okay. Wait. What is they talking about? Okay, I'm just going to do f of b minus f of a over b minus a. I don't care. F of b, you can't do f of b minus f of a because they equal to the same thing. It's going to be 0 on the top. Oh, so that, I can't use that one. Oh, okay. So what the fuck can I use? Let me see. The answer is 1. The answer is 1. The answer is 1. Let me find derivative, maybe that will help me. 4x minus 4. Oh, I guess they set the derivative to 0. I guess, I don't know. Okay, so basically for 4.1, all you're doing for 4.1 is absolute max, absolute minimums. Absolute maximums and absolute minimums can happen on endpoints on a graph, but local maximums and local minimums cannot help or be on endpoints on a graph, okay? If you have a certain function through a certain interval, make sure if it's a bracket by it, you have a closed dot, and if it's a circle by it, you have an open dot because it is not included in the domain, okay? Also, that's about it for 4.1. Now for 4.2 with Rolle's theorem, what you want to do is you want to make sure f of a equals f of b because that's one of the conditions of the theorem. If f of a does not equal f of b, it does not satisfy Rolle's theorem. Bitch, nobody gives a fuck. Plug it in, make sure it satisfies that, then find the derivative and find the 0. And that is going to be your C. Okay? So let's do a couple more with this section. Okay, see, now when they got the word problems, that's when you lose me. 1 minus x to the 2/3. Show that f negative 1 equals f of 1, but there is no number c in negative 1 such that f derivative c equals 0. Why does this not contradict Rolle's theorem? Why does this not contradict Rolle's theorem? It doesn't contradict Rolle's theorem because, oh shit, the teacher gave us this answer. Damn. The teacher gave us this answer in class. Let me see. Because f is not differentiable on negative 1 to 1. Then it would contradict that because it says f is not differentiable. Let's look on it. And my fucking computer calculator finna die. F is not differentiable from negative 1 to 1. It's not because it has a corner. It has a corner. Because it's not differentiable. Make sure you're looking at the graphs too. In your calculator. Use all your resources that you can if you need to. Verify the function satisfies the hypotheses of the mean value theorem. I know the mean value theorem. I love the way you work out. I love to see her work out. Now, for the mean value theorem, it's different than the Rolle's theorem because in the Rolle's theorem, f of a has to equal f of b. In this case, they don't have to equal each other because you have an equation to find the derivative of the critical value, which is f of b minus f of a over b over a. I mean, b minus a. So basically, what you want to do is you want to find the derivative of, wait, what was I finding? What was I talking about? What was I talking about? 1/3 minus 1. Where the hell did I get 1/3? 1 over x. Oh, it's f of b. Okay. I got it. I think. So the derivative of f of x is 4x minus 3, okay? Now we want to find c, okay? So really, this is 4c minus 3. 4c, shout out to the blacks, honey. So now we want f prime of c equals, wait, what? What they talking about? No, this can't be true. This can't be right. Why did they find the derivative? You know what? No. I'm going to have to do at least 6 questions in this function. In this section. Okay, so f of b minus f of a. F of b, which is f of b minus f of a, which is f of b, which is okay, all right. Breathe, honey. So f of b equals 8 minus 6 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So let's just write it out. F of 2 minus f of 0 all over 2 minus 0. Okay? F of 2 is, what did I just do? 8 minus 6 plus 1, 3. Minus 0 minus 0 plus 1, 1 all over 2, which equals 2 over 2, which equals 1. Okay? So the derivative, you plug this into the derivative, which would then be 1. 4 times 1 is, it would be 1. So it's 1. I bet I got this right or I'm gonna whip my own ass. It's 1! Okay, little bitch. You think you lit, huh? You think you the shit, huh? Okay. F of b minus f of a over b minus a. And then plug it into the derivative. So basically what you want to do for the mean value theorem is you want to plug in b and a into the original equation. When you get that answer out of the original equation, you find the derivative of the original equation and plug in what you found from the f of b minus f of a over b minus a into the derivative to find the answer. Okay. We got it. All right, he want us to do 18x. No, the equals don't give us answers. Okay, fine. Oh, we did this in class. I should have just did it just to practice, man. Damn. Oh, well, queens. Little bit you lit, huh? You think you the shit, huh? Let f of x equals x minus 3 to the negative 2. Okay. To the negative 2. Show that there is no value of c in 1 of 4 such that f of 4 minus f of 1 equals f prime of c, 4 minus 1. Why does this not contradict the mean value theorem? Why does this not contradict the mean value theorem? I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess and say it's because... Let's look at the graph first before we just try to guess. Let's use our resources. Let's be resourceful. So we got x minus 3 to the negative 2, which is really just 1 over x minus 3 squared, okay? But when you got a negative exponent, you can make it easier by just putting it up into the front, the numerator, and putting a negative exponent. instead of putting it at the bottom. Okay, let's graph this and see. Why is this between 1 and 4? Between 1 and 4, it's not differentiable. I keep telling y'all this. So if you look at this graph, you cannot differentiate when it's just vertical lines. Where's the slope? It's not going to be a good slope. The slope does not exist in that moment. If you are divided by 0, you are undefined. That means the slope does not exist, or it means you're going all the way up to infinity or going to positive infinity. So it's not differentiable, and that's why it doesn't, because it's not differentiable. Oh, this one says, and if I look at the way, it might not be continuous at 3. It might not be continuous at 3. Okay? We could have found that out by also putting it over 1 over x minus 3 squared. And then if you put x, if you find the zeros at the bottom, it's going to tell you you're not continuous at 3, honey. All right, we're gonna do a couple more from this section just to make sure we got it, honey. I got it, girl, I got it. Show that the equation has exactly one real solution. Show that the equation has exactly one real solution. So, baby, what do they want me to give with this one? So basically, we want to solve for x, don't we? We want to solve for x. So at the end of the day, if you want to be if you want to get into it, to start off at the root of this problem, what we want to do is, honestly, what we want to do with this equation at this very moment is, what do we want to give in this equation, you guys? Where do we want to even start? Where do we want to even start with this one, you guys? So basically what I want to go ahead and do is, let's go ahead and isolate that. Can we go ahead and isolate that one? So let's go ahead and divide by 2. So when we divide by 2, we're going to go, no, we can't, because the whole thing is not divided by 2. What we want to do, where do we want to start, you guys? So how do we start with this? In this very moment, we start just basically, we want to go ahead and find, but we have to show. So what we want to do, you want to start off, you want to look at your equation. And when you look at your equation, in this very moment, what you want to do is, you want to go ahead and what you want to do at this very moment, I'm just going to tell you, I want to say, listen, honestly, how do I show that this has one answer? So what you want to do in this very moment, let me tell you guys, let me think very hardly and get into it just so we can, become who we can become during this question. We can really work it out and get to the root of finding our function, okay? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to find the derivative. Does that sound like a plan? I'm going to go ahead and find the derivative of this, which is going to be 2 minus sine x, okay? We're going to go ahead and set that to 0. I don't see a reason for us not to. So it would be sine x equals 2. The sine of x would equal 2. We went ahead and found the derivative. So that means what they're telling me is at 2, okay? At 2, this is true, okay? And if we want to find sine x at 2, then what we're doing is, what is the sign of x at 2? The sign of x at 2 we gonna go ahead and skip that one, Queen. Sometimes for your mental health, you have to protect yourself, you know. Okay, so if f of 1 equals 10 and f prime of x is greater than or equal to 2, 4, all the x values between 1 and 4, okay? Then, how small can f of 4 possibly be? How small can f of 4 possibly be? So, we got f of 1 equals 10, okay? The derivative of x for all values greater than or equal to 2 is only between 1 and 4 on the original function. So how small can f of 4 even be? Well, for this one, so basically, the domain we got right here is 1 to 4, okay? And f of 1 equals 10. F of 1 equals 10. So if we got 110 and the derivative of x is greater than or equal to 2, the smallest value for f of 4 would have to be 8. It's 16. Okay. So the slope of that tangent line at from 1 to 4 is 2. So if we already at f of 1 equals 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, f of 1 equals 10, 12 for 2, 14 for 3, 16 for 4. That's why. So basically for this question, you guys, if the derivative of your tangent line is greater than or equal to 2, just go ahead and do 2, pick that up from that, and add it onto the f of 1 because your domain is from 1 to 4. That's how you got 16. I just don't know how to calculate that. I definitely just did that in my head. And we're going to have to show our work, so I'm not sure what exactly they will want for this question, but let's go ahead and go on to 4.3 and review that section. This is going to be a good quiz. I can feel it in my pussy. I'm feeling it in my bones. I'm feeling it. It's just going to be the L'Hopital rule. That's what's going to throw me for a curve, honey. That's what's going to throw me for a curve. All right. Use the graph to find where the open intervals where f is increasing. So we're going to do this. Where is f increasing? F is increasing from 1 to 3. And from 4 to 6. Now, where is it decreasing? From 0 to 1. And from 3 to 4. Concave upward. It is CU from 1/2 to 2. We're just going to say 0 to 2. 0 to 2, and that's about it. 0 to 2. Okay, where is it concave? Downward. That is from 2 to 4. 2 to 4 and 4 to 6. And then the coordinates of the points of inflection. The point of inflection you can find out with the second derivative test, but we ain't got to do all that. We can literally just look at the graph and guess. So I'm going to guess the point of inflection is 2, 3. Okay. Let's go ahead and do 15 next for a little practice. Find the intervals on which f is increasing or decreasing and find the local maximum and minimum values of f. Why is these ants all over my damn house? Sine of x plus cosine of x on the interval 0 to 2 pi. Oh! Okay. So okay. So what we want to do is, for this one, we find the derivative. The derivative of this function is cosine x minus sine of x. You want to find the zeros of this function. So when cosine x equals sine of x, when cosine x equals the sine of x, what do you think that is? I want to say it's pi over 4. That is pi over 4. Gotta be. So the zeros of this function are from 0 to 2 pi, pi over 4, and when they both are negative, pi over 4, 5 pi over 4. So pi over 4, 5 pi over 4. Now we got to plug in numbers just to check where it's increasing and decreasing. So let's put in pi over 6 for this one. Let's put in pi for this one. And let's put in 2 pi. So pi over 6. The cosine of pi over 6 minus the sine of pi over 6. The cosine of pi over 6 is square root of 3 over 2 minus 1/2. So I want to say that's positive. I'm just going to go ahead and say that's positive. And then the cosine of pi minus the sine of pi. The cosine of pi is what? -1 minus 0 is negative. So it's negative in the pi area. And then the cosine of 2 pi, which is really 0, which would be 0, 1. So 0. Oh no, 1 minus 0, so it's positive. So it's increasing from 0 to pi over 4. It's decreasing from pi over 4 to 5 pi over 4. And it's increasing from 5 pi over 4 to 2 pi. Okay. So they wanted the intervals for increasing, and then they wanted to find the local maximum and minimum values. So to find the local maximum and minimum values, go ahead and, oh, I forgot how to do this part. I totes forgot. The local max. Oh, and then you got to put in the zeros you found into the original equation. So since we have it going from positive to negative, pi over 4 is a local maximum. So local max is pi over 4. Sine of pi over 4 plus cosine of pi over 4 is... Wouldn't that be just square root of 2? I'm pretty sure this is just square root of 2. And then local minimum would be 5 pi over 4 and most likely square root of 2. Oh, no, because it's a minimum, so it would be negative square root of 2. Oh, no, that would be 0. That would be 0 because the sine of 5 pi over 4 is negative square root of 2 over 2 plus square root of 2 over 2, which would then be, oh, plus negative square root of 2 over 2. I'm going to say square root of 2 over 2. Wait, what? It would be 0. Okay, let me look. Increasing on 0 to pi over 4, yes. 5 pi over 4 to 2 pi, yes. Decreasing on pi over 4 to 5, yes. Local max is pi over 4 to 2, and 5 pi over 4 equals negative square root of 2. Okay. All right, we did it. Let's do a couple more because it stumped me. I shouldn't be getting stumped. The quiz is in a couple hours. I should not be getting stumped. I should be able to go through these questions smoothly. So let's do a couple more. Let's do 17. Oh, this is a doozy, honey. So for this one, we don't have a limit. We don't have a domain limit that they want. They just literally just want to find what's going on. Okay. So let's find the derivative first, which would then be 3x squared minus 6x minus 9. I can tell all these are factors of 3. So we're going to factor out 3. We're going to be left with x squared minus 2x minus 3. If we want to factor that even more, what multiplies to be negative 3 but adds to be negative 2? I want to say negative 3 and 1. So we have 3x minus 3, x plus 1. You always want to refactor it out just to check. X squared plus 1x minus 3x minus 3. That's exactly what we got. So our values of here that we want to find are negative 1 and 3. Now we want to plug in negative 2, 0, and 4 just to find those values of what's increasing and decreasing. So negative 2, we got negative 2 cubed, which would then be negative 8, minus plus negative 8 plus 12, 4, minus 18, negative 14 plus 4 is negative 10, so that would be negative. Let's plug in 0. 0 minus 0 is 0, minus 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4, so that's positive. And let's plug in 4. 4 cubed is, 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. Let's go ahead and say it's 64, minus, no, we don't put this in the calculator, honey. I don't know. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Listen to your heart, girl, you know. And this is negative. So we have it increasing on the interval negative infinity to negative 1. Oh, decreasing, actually. My bad. Excuse my French. Decreasing on that interval. And then we have from negative 1 to 3 increasing. And then from 3 to infinity, it is decreasing. And they want the local max and the local minimum. So you want to put the zeros in. Since we're going from negative to positive, that is a local minimum. So the local minimum is at negative 1. And then the local maximum, because we're going from positive to negative, is 3. A value of 3. So let's plug in negative 1 and 3 into the original equation. We got negative 1 cubed, which is negative 1. Plus 3 is 2. Plus 9 is 11. Plus 4 is 15. Let's make sure I did that right. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Plus 3 is 2. Plus 9, 11. Plus 4. Okay. Let's plug in 3. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. 27 minus 27 is 0. Minus 27 minus 27 is 0. Minus 27 is negative 27. Plus 4, negative 23. Let's see. We got concave. Oh, they didn't even want. Okay. All right. They did not even want any of this shit. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is concave upward. It's going from negative infinity to. We got to redo and actually read the next question because it didn't even want this. It wanted fucking the intervals of where it is concave upward and concave downward. Wow. Okay, the point of inflection. Let's practice finding the point of inflection, y'all. The point of inflection, you're going to set the second derivative to 0. So the second derivative is 6x minus 6. X equals 1. So then you plug in 1 into the original equation. 1 minus 3, negative 2. Minus 9, negative 11. Plus 4, negative 7 is the point of inflection. Okay, I didn't even have to do all that work. So read the questions, you guys, please. Let's do 23. So for this question, find the intervals when HF is increasing or decreasing, the maximum and minimums, and the intervals of concavity and inflection points. So we got this. This is when we got to do everything that we learned. If I get stooped on this question, we have to do another one. If I go through this question smoothly, don't need to cheat, we're good. We can go on to 4.4 and practice that. So what we want to do for this one is find derivative 4x cubed minus 4x. All these ants is pissing me off. Minus 4x. Okay. Set that to 0 so we can take 4x out. And we're left with x squared minus 1. That's the difference of squares. So we got 4x, x minus 1, x plus 1. So the zeros of the tangent line are 0, 1, and negative 1. Put that on that number line, see what we got. Since it is a quadratic function, it's going to be, a cubic function is going to be 3 zeros. So you got 0, you got negative 1, you got 1. We're going to plug in negative 2. We're going to plug in negative 1/2. We're going to plug in 1/2, and we're going to plug in 2. All right. We're going to use our calculator since it's a fourth function. I don't know how to multiply those in my head. So we got, square plus 3, that's positive. We can assume going down it's going to be negative, positive, but you never know. So we're going to go ahead and just keep putting it into our calculator. Positive. Ooh, we got some problems here. We got some problems. It might not be a point of inflection at 0, though. We not getting stumped. We just figuring out this problem. We got, let's just put positive and let's just keep going and see what we got for the rest of them. So 1/2 and negative 1/2 are the same. Something ain't right, queens. Something ain't right. Some just ain't right. Let's go ahead and put in 2. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Okay. I'm totally doing it wrong, you guys. So negative times a negative times a negative is negative. Okay? Negative times a negative times a positive is positive. Positive times negative times positive is negative. Positive times positive times positive is positive. So the problem I was doing was I was putting the zeros of the function into the original equation. I wasn't supposed to do that just yet, okay? So now we know it's increasing. I mean, it's decreasing on the interval. Do we have a domain restriction? Not at all. So we have it decreasing, I mean, from negative infinity to -1 and decreasing from 0 to 1. And those are decreasing. And then it's increasing from -1 to 0 and increasing from 1 to infinity. So those are increasing. Now let's find our local maxes and our local minimums. So since we have it going from negative to positive, we have a local minimum at -1. And we're going from positive to negative at 0. So we have a local max at 0. And we have a local minimum again at 1 again. Okay. Now you want to plug that into the original function. Local minimum is -1, 2. Our local max is 0, 3. And let's see if we get the same one for, yep, 2. All right, and now we have to find the intervals of concavity and the inflection points. So if it's decreasing from negative infinity to -1, right? The slope is decreasing from negative infinity to -1, and then it starts increasing at -1 to 0. Then it is concave upwards from the point negative infinity to -1, right? Or 0. It's concave upward from negative infinity to 0. Let me just double check. Oh, no. Well, let's not go off the second derivative. That's just to estimate. Find that second derivative. I mean, the first derivative. Find the second derivative. So we have 12x squared minus 4. We can take 4 out of that. So we left with 3x squared minus 1. Even though that don't do nothing for us. 3x squared minus 1. You don't really need to take that off, Dan. Set it to 0. Plus 4 divided by 12, 1/3, square root of 1/3, plus or minus. Okay. So it is so plug that into original value, which is going to be square root of 1/3. Is square root of 1/3 really just 1 over square root of 3? Fuck it. I think it is, though. So the point is square root of 1 over 3. Hold on. Let's double check. Square root of 3 over 3? That's the same? Square root of 3 over 3? Square root of 3 over 3? That's the same? Okay, so it's concave upward from negative infinity to square root of 3 over 3. And square root of 3 over 3 to infinity. We got to do one more because I totally forgot how to find. We're going to do one more. Let's see what 35 talking about. 35. for all x. So we got to sketch this graph. So the derivative of x equals 0. But the second derivative is less than 0. Whatever the fuck that means. So when the second derivative is less than 0, then the graph of f is concave downward. It's concave downward when the derivative is less than 0. I'm just going to do this then. Let's see. Oh, shit. Oh. I am not going to... He better not put no question like this on the test, because what the hell is that? I'm guessing the second one is going to be this. That's just what I'm guessing. Oh, no, it was this. Same shit. All right, let's do some more. Let's do some more. Let's do some more. Let's do 29. Alrighty. So we have f of x equals negative 6x squared plus 6x. We can go ahead and factor out 6x. We're left with x. We're left with x plus 1. Oh no, let's factor out negative 6x. And we're left with x minus 1. So the zeros are 0 and 1. So now we have 0, 1, negative 1, 1/2, 2. Positive times negative is negative. Negative times negative is positive. Negative times positive is negative. So we got a local minimum at 0. And we got a local max at 1. And then plug that into the original. So we got 0, 1. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. Minus 2 is 2. And then what else they want to find? Use the second derivative test too. So f double prime x is negative 12x plus 6. We can go ahead and set that to 0. But that would be the point of inflection though. How would I find the local max and minimums from the second derivative test? If f of c equals 0 and f double prime c is greater than 0, then f has a local minimum at c. Okay, so we can put, so c is 0 and 1. Those are the critical numbers. Let's put in 0 for this. 0 plus 6 is 6. That's positive. So that means that's a minimum at 0. And then negative 12 plus 6 is negative. When the second derivative is negative, it's a maximum. Okay, so we already know that. All right, let's practice 4-4. That's what's gonna throw me for a loop, honey. L'Hopital's rule. is what they say. Let's get into 4-4. We're going to do like 4 questions from 4-4, honeys. Just to get my brain ready for this type of shit. And then we can call it a morning. 4.4, let's do number 9. Let's do number 9. So the limit as x approaches 4 of x squared minus 2x minus 8 over x minus 4. So what kind of indeterminate form is this? I want to say it's 0 over 0. 16 minus 8 is 8, minus 8 is 0, so it's 0 over 0. So we want to go ahead and find the derivative of both of the functions top and bottom. So we got 2x minus 2 on the top, and then we got 1 on the bottom. We want to go ahead and put 4 in for x, direct substitution, and we get 6. The limit is 6. Good job, good job. Let's do some harder ones. That was a little too easy. Let's see. Because I know he going to throw us for a motherfucking loop. He finna give us some fucking fractions. He going to give us e to the x. He going to give us something. I just know he is. Let's do something a bit trickier, why don't we? Let's go ahead and do number 15. So the limit as x approaches 0 of e to the 2x minus 1 all over sine of t. So as x approaches 0, where are we going on the top? 0. And the sine of 0 is 0. No, it's 1. The sine of 0 is 1. No, it's not. It's 0. Okay, so this is 0 over 0. Now, to find this, we have to find the derivatives of the top and the bottom, okay? So if we have e in the top, just go ahead and, I need to go ahead and recall all these damn rules we done learned. If we got e in the top, what we got going on? I think I'm gonna have to do let me see something really quickly. That's 1. I'm thinking too hard. The limit as x approaches 0, the derivative of e to anything is going to be e to anything, right? All over cosine of x. And this is going to be 1 over 1, which equals 1. If I got this wrong, I'm failing the quiz. Oh, I got it wrong. So when you got something in the, when you have something in the, when you have something in the front of it, you get what I'm saying? It goes 2x. No, it goes 2 times e to the x, okay? So the limit is not e to the 2x, it's 2 times e to the x, which would then make it 2 over 1, which why it would be 2. Let's do some more because that tricked me up. He tricked me up with that one. Let's do 19. That looks like something he had put on the quiz. So the limit as x approaches infinity, square root of x over 1 plus e to the x. So as the limit approaches infinity, the square root of x is going to be infinity, right? And then 1 plus e is going to be infinity. So it's going to be infinity over infinity. Now we need to find derivative. So the limit as x approaches infinity of square root of x. If you don't know, sorry, y'all. Square root of x is x to the 1/2. So we have 1 over 2 square root of x on the top. And then we have e to the x on the bottom. Now let's try indirect substitution. So we have 1 over 2 square root of infinity. That's going to 0. That's going to 0. And then e to the infinity is going to infinity. So I'm going to say it's 0. Yes, that's right. 0 over divided by anything, you're going to get 0. Let's do a couple more because that's still, it's easy, but we need to do something that I know he just going to try and get me with it, and I just can't do it. Let's go ahead and do 31. Let's do 31. So the limit as x approaches 0 of the inverse sine of x all over x. So the inverse sine of x as x approaches 0 is 0. 0 over 0. So we can use the ruler. So the limit as x approaches 0, the derivative of the inverse sine is 1 over square root of 1 plus x squared, all over 1. Now you got the limit as x approaches 0 of 1 over square root of 1 plus x squared. Let's do direct substitution. So we got 1 over square root of 1, which is 1. That was a little too easy. I think I did that wrong. Oh, it's 1. Okay, we getting it. All right, let's do a couple more because it's giving I'm getting it too good and something gonna throw me for a loop. Let's do a couple more. Let me see what's really going on. Yeah, let's do some of these hard ones down here, but let me make sure it's on the... Okay, let's do this one. The fractions is what really throws me down. So the limit as x approaches 1 of x over x minus 1 minus 1 over ln x. All right. So we want to make this into one single... Let's make this into one single thing. Let's do that. So it's really going to be the limit as x approaches 1 of natural log of x times x minus 1 all over, wait, it's x natural log of x. X natural log of x times x minus 1 all over natural log of x, x minus 1. Thanks for the gifts, babe. All right. So we got... Now we need to find derivative of the top and the bottom. This one is going to take a little bit more work, so let me move it to down here because I don't... So we got... The derivative of this is we got to do the product rule. So we got 1 times natural log of x times x over x. So we got 1 times natural log of x plus x times 1 over x, which is just x over x, which is just 1. Yeah, that's just 1. So we're going to change x over x to 1. But we got the derivative of that. Now we got to... Wait, I'm subtracting, right? Yeah, I'm not supposed to have these multiplying by each other. X ln x minus x minus 1. Yeah. Okay. So now you got the derivative of that minus... Wait, is this actually harder than I think? Should I do the... Thanks for the gifts, honey. Um, what do I want to give with this one? I guess it's just minus x. It's just minus 1 because that's the derivative of that. 1. Okay. Okay. So we got natural log x plus 1 minus 1. Those cancel out, so it's just natural log x on top. Are we sure about that one? Are we sure about that? Derivative of this one is 1 over x times x. So we got 1 over x times x minus 1. So we got x minus 1 over x plus natural log of x times 1, which is natural log of x. Okay. So we got the limit as x approaches 1 as what is natural log of 1? Ain't that 0? Yeah, 0. Okay. Now where do we go from here? So now I got natural log x over now I got x natural log of x over x minus 1 plus natural log of x. We gotta find derivative again. So now we got just natural log of x plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over x. Okay. So now we have natural log of 1 is 0 plus 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1, which equals 1 over 2. Let's see if we got this right. Please. I did. So it's 1/2. And that was a doozy, y'all. That one was a doozy. Okay, let's do one more just to make sure we really got it down pat. Let's just do one more, you guys. Let's do another hard one that takes a little bit of thinking. 51. Let's do 59. Let's do 59. I'm trying to do ones that stoop me up in the homework, but I think this quiz is going to go very well. This quiz is going to go very, very well. Okay, so we got something in the exponent that we don't want. So we're going to set that to y equals 1 minus 2x to the 1 over x power. Let's find the natural log of that, which is going to be 1 over x natural log 1 minus 2x, okay? So we want to find the limit of the natural log first before we try and find the limit of the function, which would have to be 1 over x times natural log of 1 minus 2x. And we want to figure out which one to put on the bottom. I know we always want to keep natural logs on the top and e's on the bottom. Is that right? Let me see. Yes, keep natural logs on the top. Okay. So we got the limit as x approaches 0 of natural log of 1 minus 2x over 1 over x. Okay? we already got 1 over 1 over x. That's just 1 over x. Or am I tweaking? If we got a 1 divided by 1 divided by 2, that's 2. So I guess it's just x. If we got 1 over 1 over x, it's just going to be x. Let's see. If we got 1 divided by 9. Oh, so it's just x. It's just x. One over x, which is just x. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at x like that. Now let's find the derivatives. The limit as x approaches 0. The natural log of 1 minus 2x is 1 over 1 minus 2x times 2. So it's really, times negative 2. So it's really negative 2 over 1 minus 2x all over 1. So what that really means is the limit as x approaches 0 is negative 2 over 1 minus 2x. So now we have negative 2 over 1 minus 0, which is 1. It's negative 2. Let's see. Oh, no, I lied. This is negative 2 because we only found the limit of the natural log of y. Now we have to find the limit of y, which is e to the natural log of y. So I can't forget that step. I got to redo another one like that because I forgot that step. E to the natural log of y, which equals e to the negative 2. That's the limit. So don't just stop. When you find the limit of the natural log of y, whatever you get for the natural log of y, you have to put e to. So if you get negative 3, it's e to the negative 3. If you get 0, it's e to the 0, which would then be 1. So make sure when you find that limit, that's not the final limit. Let's do one more because I did get stumped up and I accidentally didn't plug it into what we needed to plug it into. So let's see what we got on here. Let's see what 63 is giving me. 63 looks like a good one to practice. That's one of the logs that we have to do. So the limit as x approaches infinity of x to the 1 over x. I'm going to go ahead and find the natural log of that first, which is going to be 1 over x times natural log x, which is kind of similar to what we got going on right here. So this is going to be the limit as x approaches infinity of the natural log of y, which is also the same as the limit as x approaches infinity of 1 over x times natural log of x. We want to keep natural log of x in the numerator. So the limit as x approaches infinity is a natural log of x over 1 over x. It's just going to be x. Now let's find the derivatives of it all. The limit as x approaches infinity this is infinity over infinity, so make sure it's always the L'Hopital's rule before you do all this shit. Natural log of x is 1 over x over 1, which equals 1 over x, which equals 0. I think. I don't know about this one, y'all. So now we got e to the 0, which equals 1. Let's just double check. 1x times the natural log of x, okay. We got ln x over 1 over x, which is just ln x over x. We got 1 over x over 1, which equals 1 over x. Let's see if we got this, y'all. Oh, the answer is 1. All right. Don't doubt yourself, Erica. You got it. All right, so 4.1 through 4.4, good little study powwow. We got a quiz coming up today. So let's just go ahead and go over all the rules, okay? When you got an exponent when you have a variable in the exponent, bitch, you're going to have to do natural logs automatically. You cannot find the limit of that because you have to find the natural log to pull it out into the front of the equation. So you got a variable in exponent, bitch, do natural log. Do not stop at what you find of the limit of the natural log. Whatever you find as the limit of the natural log, put the e as that exponent. Put that as the exponent to e. And then that's your answer, okay? 4.1, you got absolute max and absolute minimums that can happen at endpoints. Local maxes and local minimums cannot happen at endpoints in that given interval. If you have an open circle that is not a maximum or a minimum, it is not included in the domain. So make sure you know that. 4.2, we got Rolle's theorem. You got to have f of a equals f of b. F of b minus f of a. No, it's f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. That is for the Rolle's theorem. It got to be differentiable and it got to be continuous. If something does not satisfy that, it means it's not continuous or it means it's not differentiable at one of those points in that domain. And the mean value theorem, same as Rolle's theorem, except f of a does not have to equal f of b. You can find that shit out just by looking at a graph or graphing it. Also, let's see, find the derivative. Let's see. And when you find the derivative for wait, let me look at number 9, 4.2 again. Let me refresh what just happened. What did I do there? Let's see what I did for 4.2, number 9. Verify that there's no find all C's. Okay, so when you find the zero of the derivative, that's the critical number. Okay, of course. The zero of the derivative is the critical number. So when they say find a critical number, bitch, do it. Once again, f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. Whatever you get for that, you want to go ahead and plug into the derivative to see if you got a critical value. Okay. I think I need to do a couple more of those. First derivative test, find increasing, decreasing. Second derivative test, plug in that 0. And if the second derivative is less than 0, it's concave upward. And if f of x is greater than 0, then the slope is going up. Let's see what else we got. Local max and local mins, we got that. So for 4.2, you making sure f of b equals f of a. You finding the 0 of the derivative, you plugging it in back into the original equation. No, you don't have to plug it back in, you just find and see. You just find and see. If they say just find C, you don't have to find the whole point. Just see where it is critical at, okay? All right, we got it. And then just in case you want to throw some trigonomic functions in there, we got derivative of sine is cosine, cosine negative sine, tangent is secant squared x. You got the derivative of the inverse sine is 1 over square root of 1 plus x squared. Inverse cosine is 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared. Inverse tangent is 1 over 1 plus x squared. We got cosecant. I don't think he wants us to remember that. Cosecant, secant, and tangent. Cosecant, the derivative of that is, I'm going to say cosecant x, cotangent x, I think. Derivative of cotangent is, I do not know. And the derivative of secant x is, I have no clue. Hopefully those don't come up on the test, honey. All right. Remember, natural log on the top E to the X can be in the bottom because regardless, that's going to be. Make sure you actually try direct substitution first. If it's 0 over 0, do L'Hopital's rule. Infinity over infinity, infinity times 0, 0 times 0 to the 0, 1 to the 0, infinity to the 0. All of those indeterminate forms, you want to do L'Hopital's rule. And that's about it. So Rolle's theorem, you have to have f of a equals f of b. Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to ace this quiz. We're going to do great. We're going to do great, you guys. Child, you got that shit. I hope. Y'all, that be my thing. I be thinking I got it. Then when I get to the quiz, I have bad test anxiety. I overthink every little thing I do. I could put it in the calculator and think I got it wrong. Like, I overthink everything. I'm really like, but I just need to trust my gut. You know, I really need to just go with the flow until I can't go no more. So, damn, it's 8:52. I ain't even get to do nothing. I didn't even get to do nothing. Oh my gosh. Damn. Damn, it's 9 o'clock already. Damn. Gives y'all Play-Doh for anxiety. OMG. Talking Spanish to me. My bad. Okay, let me call y'all back. Let me get ready for the day. I do got a wig to do later today. I really need to lock in with the wigs. I'm dead ass serious. I don't know what's wrong with me, y'all, but I need to lock the fuck in, dead ass. So we got a wig to do later today. And I really need to throw away the seafood oil. Like, it's pissing me off now. Now, you pissing me off. Know what you're talking about before you... All right, I'm going to call y'all back. And I'm going to get an A on this quiz. Fresh. I love the way you work out. But anywho, another baddie speaking on me again. Just because the comments brought me up, of course. But what I will say is, I hate when it be a bad bitch. It ain't too much I can say about her. She got more money than me. She's pretty. I wish I was one of them girls that call somebody ugly, but they ain't ugly, but she didn't say anything too bad. But your friend in the back, bitch, you cannot fuck with me. Cut it out. What's going on? Why do bitches think they can fuck with me? Only Beyonce should ever feel like that. I'm sorry. Only fucking Beyonce. It's no way y'all are disrespecting me in my moments. It's no fucking way. But anywho, which baddie? Hi, my name's T. She didn't say anything too bad, you guys. She just said, from what she sees of me, From what she sees in me, I have an ugly inner beauty. And I get that. If you only see me responding to negative stuff and yelling at my phone, you would think that I was just a mean spirit and all this other stuff. You get what I'm saying? I get that, bitch. But, that's because you don't watch me. And hi, my name's T is not my demographic, bitch. You have a white dad, first of all. Secondly, you knew to talk about inner beauty because, bitch, you didn't even fuck with yourself naturally. I love you too, honey. Bitch, you wouldn't have got a BBL, lip filler, Lord knows what else to your damn face. So you better only be talking about inner beauty because you don't know nothing about it. That's why you went and laid under the knife to risk your life so you could feel pretty. I don't have to do that. I'm the baddest bitch without cosmetic surgery. So inner beauty is the only thing you should be able to speak on. You laid on the table and risked your life to feel pretty. I ain't got to do that. Secondly, the bitch that was doing your hair. How you can't fuck with me? Like, what is we talking about? You're not ugly, but you're not me. You cannot fuck with me. No lashes, no wig, nothing. You cannot fuck with me. You ugly compared to me. Sorry, but you're not ugly. You just can't fuck with me, baby. That's what I need you to understand. You bitches need to learn that. If you not Beyonce, you can't go say you can't fuck with her. That's just what it is. But T, it's all right, girl. You have a white dad, sister. Like, you automatically losing this. You got more money than me, so I can't call you broke. You pretty, so I can't call you ugly. But from what I've seen, I think you're a dumbass. And you're insecure. That's why you risk your life going under the knife, okay? I love you guys. I will be back after I go to class and get my degree. I will be back to talk about you some more. Let me hit up my cousin so we can find some more things to say about you. And then we can get into it if you want to get into it. I mean, I might address you on Snapchat because, like I said, the baddies, they don't really have too much of platforms on TikTok like me. But we're going to see what's going on. So I'm going to go find some more shit to talk about you. And then we're going to come on and get back into it, okay? I love you guys. I got to go to class and do homework. I studied for an hour. I think I'm going to get a good grade on this quiz. I think I'm going to get an A. I'm super excited. And it's going to be beautiful. So let's get back. I'm not going to be able to call y'all until about 5 o'clock when I'm doing this wig. I'm going to get home at around 5. Because after I go to school, I got to go run some errands and do some shit like that. So love you guys. I'll see you guys in a minute. Get on Twitch. I might get on Twitch while I'm driving. If it's not too laggy, I might get on Twitch. So we going to see. Love